How's it going, everybody? It's Charlie and welcome back to another video on the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel. It is time for your match preview, the dreaded match preview ahead of Man United, the scum, against Leeds United at Old Trafford tomorrow night. I believe it's about an 8 o'clock kickoff. Chris Armas's Barmy Army head to the other side of the Pennines to try and get a miracle at Old Trafford. Just before we get into it, please smash that like button as always. Please subscribe. We're about 30 subscribers away from hitting 2k. If we could do it on this video, guys, that would be much appreciated. Please subscribe if you're new to the channel and share all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Just before we get into the preview, obviously I'm sure everyone has seen Andrea Radrizzani's response to a tweet asking about the manager update. He has said that, in his words, we are on it. Hopefully there will be white smoke either tonight or tomorrow morning. So I'm sure everyone like myself will be eagerly checking Twitter and social media in general over the next few hours. Obviously it's the famous old saying, isn't it? Don't go to bed just yet. But worst case scenario, we hear something tomorrow, and at least, even though whoever it is won't be in charge at Old Trafford tomorrow, I think whatever the result, at least we'll be a bit optimistic about who this new manager is, because I think from the candidates who I think it is nailed down to, I think whoever we get, it's definitely going to be a better style of football. Just very briefly, I think the three main candidates at this point, as we all know now that it's coaches who are in jobs. I think the main candidates are Carlos Corberán, Postecoglou at Celtic, and Iriola at Rayo Vallecano. Fifth in La Liga at the minute. I watched a bit of the highlights from their game last night, and they looked really good. How I would kind of saying who I would want most out of the three, it would probably be Iriola as my top one out of those three. I think I would prefer him, then Corberán, and then Postecoglou. But I wouldn't mind any of them really. But I'm kind of excited and I'm a bit anxious at the same time to see who Leeds United have managed to convince to take this job on. But enough about that. I'm sure that'll be the topic of another video. Obviously, if it is announced tonight, I'll try and get a reaction out later on. But if not, I will try and get something out tomorrow about it. But yeah, let's get into the preview now. Man United against Leeds. War of the Roses, Lancashire versus Yorkshire, Red versus White, the Scum versus Leeds. Look, I think whoever is in charge of Leeds United, this is a monumental task at the minute. We're bang out of form, 2 wins in 17. Scum have won their last 13 home games at Old Trafford, so it's going to be a very tough ask. They have got a few players out, the likes of Anthony, Casemiro, Scott McTominay and Anthony Martial, but they've still got the likes of Bruno Fernandes, they've still got Marcus Rashford. Without Weghorst, you would expect to play up top for them. Probably Fred in midfield with, God, I can't even think who they'll probably even put in midfield now, because Scott McTominay, a.k.a. Prime Zidane against Leeds, is out, so, and obviously Casemiro is suspended, so it'll be interesting to see who they go with there. I think they'll rotate, obviously, because they've got another game against us on Sunday, and I believe they've got Barcelona in midweek next week in the Europa League as well, so obviously they've got games coming quick and fast. So yeah, I'm sure they'll rotate, but I still think, you know, I just think it's going to be a very tough game, to say the least. Chris Armas, Michael Scabala taking charge. I'll be honest, I've forgotten the name of the other guy. Obviously they are under 21 coaches, aren't they? So I don't really pay that much attention to the under-21s, so apologies that I don't know the other guy's name. All I know is that Chris Armas is going to be the main coach. Obviously, it wasn't him that took the press conference today, it was Michael Scabala, wasn't it? And he seemed pretty calm, he seemed pretty, you know, considering the circumstances, he seemed fairly upbeat. Obviously, he understands that it's a very tough ask for Leeds United to get anything in this game, but he said that they'll have trained earlier on, they'll have a game plan. Obviously, it'll be similar style of football to what we've seen under Jesse Marsch, which We know that it's not great. But the way I see this game, and it sounds really bad to say this because I should be getting excited about playing Man United. I should be excited about potentially causing an upset, but I'm not. I'm seeing this game as short-term pain for long-term gain. If we get hammered in this game, which I do think is likely, then hopefully by the game on Sunday against them, it'll be different. They'll have to... Ten Hag will obviously need to look at the coach that Leeds United bring in and adapt a new game plan, which could work in our favour as it's only a few days apart. That's the only kind of positive that I'm kind of seeing about playing them twice in the space of a week and the manager situation. Because Chris Armas is very similar to Jesse Marsh. He was brought in to be Jesse Marsh's assistant, so he's obviously similar. Scabella said that they will make a few tweaks here and there, and there'll be different things that we'll be able to see. I think the team selection will be very interesting. I think we need to see Ruta from the start, in my opinion. We've paid 35 million quid for him. Bamford, I thought, was fairly inactive against Nottingham Forest, which, whether that's down to him or the tactics, the formation, I don't know. But he still wasn't very effective. So I would like to see Ruta up top with Sinistera and Nonto on either side of him. I would like to see the midfield three of Tyler Adams, Mark Rocker, and Weston McKennie. And I think the back four should be Luke Ayling, Koch, Verba, and Junior Firpo. Thought Pascal was awful against Nottingham Forest and he's not been great at left back for a while now. Maybe give him this game out, and if you want to throw him back in on Sunday, whoever the new coach is, then fair play. And obviously, Ilhan Meslier in goal. So that's just a very brief predicted 11. Obviously, how do Leeds set up in this game? How do Leeds United get anything in this game? Well, obviously, they've got a target man up top in Wout Weghorst. Usually, I would say, are they just going to look to lump the ball up to him, link up with Rashford, link up with maybe, I don't know, Sancho on the other side, whoever they opt there. There's Bruno Fernandes as well that I could easily link up quite well with. I don't know. I just think Leeds have just got to go out and just play our game and hopefully it works. The intensity, if we get a chance, which we will create chances in this game, but if you get a chance, you need to take it, especially in a game like this, because Man United could easily just pick us apart in that midfield, which is why I want to see the midfield of Adams, Mark Rocker and Weston McKennie. I think it applies a really good balance in the midfield area, and Man United will have to make changes in that area, so that could unstabilise them. I'm just clutching at straws here for anything that I can take that's a positive into this game. I think it's a good game for Ruta to get involved in straight away. You're probably going to be looking at a back two. Like I said, they might rotate. You could see Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof. You could see Varane and Maguire. You could see Martinez and Maguire. There's a few different combinations that it could be, so it'll be interesting to see who they go with. Obviously, it'll be Aaron Wan-Bissaka at right back, Luke Shaw probably at left back. I think there's areas where you think, I know who they'll play there, but then there's others who could be very unpredictable. But like I say, this game is just... I think the timing of it is obviously shocking, given the situation. If we'd have got this game out of the way in September, I wouldn't be as nervous going into Sunday, because obviously we're on the verge of appointing a manager, as I said at the beginning of the video. So I think I would be feeling a bit more optimistic going into it if we had a coach announced tomorrow. He had a few days. We go to Ellen Road on Sunday. Whoever the new coach is, first game in charge at home to Man United, it doesn't get any bigger than that. The crowd will be bang up for it. Depending on who the manager is, the crowd will be buzzing, hopefully. And I think whatever the result tomorrow and on Sunday, whoever's in charge, you don't expect to get anything from these games. But especially Sunday, obviously, I will do another preview for Sunday's game on Saturday. But Sunday's game in particular, if we can see a good performance and we can see a plan and we can see how things are going to move forward and it's enthusiastic, I'll be happy with that, whatever the outcome is on Sunday. But tomorrow, we know what's going to happen. We know it's going to be fairly narrow system again. I think Rashford could potentially have a field day in this. Even though I expect what's going to happen as it's happening. If it happens, it's just not going to be enjoyable, is it? It's just really. I saw Connor from the One Leeds fan channel tweet out at the start of the week saying to buckle in because it's going to be one hell of a week, and I will get on board with that. Let's buckle in for these two games. Obviously, I think they'll both be very different games for very obvious reasons. But it'll be interesting tomorrow to see A, team selection, and B, how we actually set up under Chris Armas. Because from what I'm hearing, he's like a Poundland version of Jesse Marsch. So if Jesse Marsch is that bad, just think how bad this guy is. So at least it's only one game. If we can get a point from it, I'll be amazed. If Chris Armas can be the only Leeds United manager in history to be undefeated. God, could you imagine that? You can just imagine if we get any result in this game, whether it's a win or a draw, that people will be sharing his photo with the little goat emoji. God. You've got to laugh or you'll cry. I am absolutely bricking it for tomorrow's game. I can't lie. We all know that it's probably not going to be good. So let's not have a meltdown on Twitter unless it's like, 8-9-0, which I don't think it will be. I think I'm hoping we'll, City only beat us 3-1, which I know it's still a defeat, but that's a fairly good scoreline against a really good Man City side. So if we can get beat 2-0, 3-1, 4-2, something like that, I would probably take that in the circumstances. Because like I said, Sunday's game will be very different for very obvious reasons. Apologies that this game's not really been tactical or anything like that. I feel like I don't really come at it from a tactical perspective in these previews. I like to just come across as just a fan and how I'm actually feeling just going into this game. I understand people like to see a bit of tactical stuff in the previews. Obviously, like I've said, the midfield area is key in this game. Our midfield is probably our strongest, whereas theirs will need to be tweaked given injuries and suspensions. So hopefully we can take advantage of them, because I think this game is definitely going to be won in the midfield and out wide. So hopefully we have a game plan to try and accommodate that. But that brings us to the end of this video. My actual score prediction, I'm going to go 3-1 Man United in this one. So, yeah, that's my score prediction, guys. Hit me up in the comment section down below with all of your thoughts and opinions as well. Please smash that like button. Please subscribe if you're new. As I said, 30 subs away from 2K. If we can do it on this video, it'll be very much appreciated. And I'll see you in the post-match reaction after the game tomorrow night. Cheers.